Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's April 26, 2024. It's 8 degrees outside today. It feels much better than it did, say, yesterday, where when I went to work in the morning, it felt like minus 11. It was a cold morning. It was windy. It did warm up a little bit in the afternoon, but it feels much better now. I don't want any more of these negative temperatures. Every once in a while, we get a dip down, and it still feels like it must be winter time. But on this weekend, we're supposed to be 13, 15 degrees Celsius, so it'll feel much better. Those are more of the temperatures that I want to see as it climbs back up into the 20s and all that sort of thing. I look forward to that. This week, got quite a bit of mail showed up. I only have 2 official Postcrossing ones to show you, but a lot of other friend mail and surprise mail showed up. Excited to show you that. There is some stamp stuff in there that may be pushed off to show you next week, but we will get through as much as we can today. What else do we want to talk about? Oh yeah, tomorrow, live stream at noon Atlantic Standard Time. That's what I'm scheduling for. If there is a hiccup and it's got to be pushed ahead a little bit, because we are going to be doing some suit shopping, I think, for my son who's graduating high school this year. That's planning on happening tomorrow. And if I can't convince them to go earlier on to shop, it may interfere with the noon time, and so I might do my live stream a little earlier. That's just a heads up for that. Other than that, that's what we got to do. So let's get into the postcards and the friend mail that showed up this week. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, leave positive comments, and share with other people. Put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any videos, and you're aware of when the live streams go, because they're a lot of fun. People from the whole community get together, and some people are just there so they can talk with other people in the community. It's their way of socializing from around the world, and I love being a part of that, being a facilitator for that, and people get some good questions. All right, let's get into the first ones. My 2 official cards I got this week, both of them come from Russia. This is the first one. I think it's just adorable. This little hedgehog with a balloon floating away or landing, whichever direction you want to see it. The person on the back comes from Olga, and Olga says, last summer she had 2 hedgehogs in their garden, and from time to time they fed them, and she wonders if they'll return this year. I don't know. There are the stamps, really cool. Look at the date. So this was sent from Moscow on February 27th, so it took a couple months to get here, but it did get here. If you're patient, it will arrive, so thank you so much for that, Olga. Such a cute card, and I hope your hedgehogs come back this year. The next one from Russia came in an envelope. There are the stamps. Nice looking stamps. Pretty decent cancellation on them as well. And inside, I received this postcard with all the flowers and a message on the back that says, mortal love in the sun. I'm not sure what that is, or it's a quote for something or other, but it says, hello, Robert. My name is Stanislav. I'm from Samar, Russia. I'm an avid collector of tobacco pipes and since recently postcards. I'd like to share this one with you, and of course, I'd like to send your dad a little gift. These stamps are dedicated to the last explorer of the last explored archipelago on Earth. And it's in the northern land and the expedition of the icebreakers. So this is what he sent, which is fabulous. Nice mint sheet of stamps. I really appreciate that people continue to send stuff for my father's stamp collection. Wish he had the memory of how much time and effort he put into collecting those stamps. The collection now is mine, and I am trying to be a good facilitator of it, filling in holes of stamps that he missed along the way, growing it in areas that he wasn't, maybe countries he didn't have a connection with or didn't have a supply for. So I am enjoying doing that. I know I've got tons of work ahead of me, even to get some of the stamps that people have given me correctly put into catalogs, put into the proper binders in the right order. I'm doing my best, and I'm doing it at the speed that I can to do it at. But I do want to say thank you so much for people like him that sent it to me. So it will make a good spot in my father's collection. So thank you so much for that. All right, let's get to some surprise direct swaps, whatever you want to call them. The first one is this total eclipse of the sun from Vincennes, Indianapolis. So they got to experience the total eclipse as well on April the 8th. This comes from Hannah, and she says, hello and greetings from Vincennes. Today is the total solar eclipse, and I'm so excited. I was excited too. There's the forever stamp that she put. It was a nice celestial one, very appropriate for it. She mailed this card on the 8th of April too, so that's kind of nice to have that. I didn't do any mailing on April the 8th for myself, so I apologize to any people who were hoping to get that. It was a busy day for me, so I couldn't do that. But thank you, Hannah, for that. Hopefully you had just as much of a fun experience enjoying it in a safe way as I did as well. Carrying on with that tradition, though, here is a homemade card. This one comes from Kyler in Prince Edward Island. You can see the path of the total eclipse, because that's when this was sent to. This card got run around in different ways. So he sent it on April the 8th, and I just got it this week. So I'm not sure what happened to this card. Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick are very close. Normally mail between our two provinces, our two towns, take about 2 days to get here. And this one took, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get here. But Carla talked about his trip up there to Tignish, which is where the 100% totality, that's where he got his view of it. He said the last total eclipse that they had in Prince Edward Island was on July 10th, 1972, and it ran across the whole length of the island and hit eastern Nova Scotia as well. That one is the eclipse that Joni Mitchell sings about in 1972, is in You're So Vain. If you like that song, if you've heard that song by Joni Mitchell, that's the total eclipse that she's talking about, is the one that ran through Prince Edward Island. And a lot of people talked about it again for this total eclipse. So thank you so much, Kyler. Kyler said he was 10 when that one happened. So I had yet to be born when that had happened. So thank you, Kyler. The next card, this is an interesting one. This is a battleship card, the USS Iowa. This comes from Ross, who's in Ontario, but has been traveling around. The USS Iowa was keel laid in 1940, launched 1942, commissioned 1943, decommissioned, and in 1990, the 887-foot, 3-inch beam, 108 feet, 2 inches, draft of 35 feet, height of 209 feet, 58,000-ton, 4-turbine, produce 53,000 horsepower, each at a speed of 30 knots. So that's the massive sheer size of this ship. There's 10 battleship museums, and Ross has gone to 8. 4 of them he's gone to with my brother, and he has 2 that he has yet to see, which is the Alabama and the Massachusetts. So hopefully you get to check those off and see them all. There's the forever stamp. Ross wasn't done, and speaking of ships, he sent this one of the Queen Mary. And on the back it says, on May 27th, 1936, the Queen Mary departed from Southampton, England, embarking on her maiden voyage. She quickly seized the hearts and the imaginations of the public on both sides of the Atlantic, representing the spirit of an era known for its elegance, class, and style. And Ross says his grandfather came back from World War II on this same ship to Halifax. He says it's odd to walk in the same places that his grandfather did 79 years ago. That is a special experience to be able to share with your ancestors, to be able to go back in time. Well, not travel back in time, but be in places that your relatives before have been in before. I know that having traveled and visited places that my ancestors lived, or grave sites that they're now at, it's interesting to see our connections. It's great to be proud of where you're from, and also to be proud of not. How does that go? Great to be proud of where you're from, but also proud of where you are. So thank you so much, Ross, for sending that. The next envelope, let's say, that card, comes from Media in Finland. There are the stamps, non-cancelled, nice Moomin stamps. And in the envelope, she has included this delicious card. I think you guys are all getting to know that I have a sweet spot for sweets and food in general. And so she got a chance to send me this card. She says, I hope it's going to get warmer soon. She'd been saying that it's been snowing still in Helsinki, and I've seen a few pictures of it too. There's still quite a bit of snow on the ground for them. The second card she sent was this one. So as we're looking forward to the sun, we have it here, and hopefully she's getting the nice warm sun where she is too. I liked her decorations too that she put on the card. So thank you, Media, for that. And I do hope that warmer weather is coming for you, and the snow will melt away in a safe manner. You don't want it to melt too quickly because then there's flooding, but in a safe manner. That spring will be there for you too. The next card says it comes from Holland, Michigan. Well, this comes from Amber in Missouri. And at the time she sent this card, she's got to go back to work because it's already been 12 weeks since her baby was born. And in the US, you only get 12 weeks. In Canada, you get a full year. But that shows how different things are. There are the stamps. And I've talked to her, and she has gone back to work already. The next card comes from Zach in Illinois, in the United States. It says, I hope you had a great Easter break and that spring is finally coming around here. Seeing flowers showing up in Illinois. We've got a bit of washi tape there and a forever stamp. So yes, as I said before, spring is showing its head outside. And I do have tulips, at least the greenery of tulips up in the front bed. I might get a chance to show you that this weekend. We'll see. Maybe it's warm enough on Sunday. We might actually start to see some of the flowers. That would be even better. All right, the next card, another delicious card. This one comes from Snail Mail with Smokey. If you haven't tuned into his channel, you best do so. This is key lime pie, one of my favorite pies. Delicious. I don't need to have too much meringue on the top of my key lime pie, but I do like that. And he said that his daughter bought some cards back from her honeymoon when they were in Key West, and so this was one of them. And on the back, we've got some manatee stamps. Have you had a chance to see a manatee before? When we were in Florida, we went to a spot where we could watch the manatees. They're kind of lazy giants, but it's kind of neat to see that they come in where the water is warm. It was an interesting place where we went to see the manatees, though, because it was a power plant. So you can think of the one side where the power plant is maybe not helping nature, but in this case, the power plant had created warm pools around it, and so the manatees came into those warm pools. So I guess there's some good, some bad. Take it both, and you still need electricity, right? Next card, it comes from Ida Marie in Washington. It is a Postcrossing Meetup card. I really like this. And those of you who are out there that are collecting these 50 states birds, hopefully you've got a full collection of them now. And on the back, Ida Marie, there's the stamps. She's all good about the stamps. But look at all the people that were in attendance. I love seeing that when I see Postcrossing Meetup cards, to see so many people that are going out to these events. Yes, it's probably tiring on your hands to be constantly stamping all the cards that you have to stamp while you're there, but how exciting is it that so many people are into this hobby, that they've got this many stamps. And I think it was last week that I got a virtual meetup card from Finland, and there were just so many. I can't imagine going to a meetup and having 50 people there. That was a virtual meetup, so these people weren't all in one place, but they were all attending virtually, so that was cool. Cool. All right, the next card is a One Piece card. For those of you who don't know One Piece and the animation, Netflix has put out a live version of One Piece Season 1. My wife and I watched it, really enjoyed it. I'm now back watching the cartoon of it, kind of mostly just filling in time until Season 2 comes of it. We really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun to watch. I don't know if you're into anime. Those of you who are, really are. And I really appreciate this. This comes from Ambre in France. And so she's done this up beautifully, including a nice stamp and One Piece washi tape. I got to get some of that because that is really cool. And then, of course, the sticker. And this quote, which I thought was really interesting too. Cooking is a gift from God. Spices, a gift from the devil. I think it was a little bit too spicy for you. And it says it's by Sanji Vinsmoke. If If that is, look it up. But interesting quote. So thank you, Om. Next card. Another one. This probably goes a bit to my dark side or dark sense of humor, but I did love it. I had a real chuckle out of it. You may or may not appreciate this card as much as I did. This comes from Kcha in Sweden. First, I'm going to show you the stamps because they're fantastic. I love when people put a variety of stamps on when they can. It says, yesterday was more or less like summer. They had sun and 18 degrees. It was lovely. Today it's back to gray and wet. So that's what we're having. Ups and downs of weather and a little bit of everything. Now I got to show you the card. These stuffed animals were having some sort of a meeting. It looks like even Bambi was there. And this teddy bear, I don't know if he did a bad thing or was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But this gang of animals is questioning him about his behavior, perhaps. So thank you so much, Kcha. It still makes me laugh when I see it. The next card, maybe the next cards, look like this. This is a Postcrossing Meetup, very anime style. And I got two of them. And these come from my friends Carl and Christian. They were at a meetup. Oh, and Anita was at that meetup too, but she said, do you really want 3 cards from the same meetup? I like variety, but it's kind of fun to get these. You can see on the back, the number of people who were in attendance were quite a few. You can see the beautiful cancellation, which is on both cards. But I like the fact that they've chosen different stamps. So yes, the cards are the same in the fact that I've got the same people on the front and on the back, but the stamps are different. So thank you, Carl and Christian, for that. And for always thinking about me when you are at your meetups. And hopefully the 3 of you, when Anita's there as well, get together and talk about things and get to know. I love the fact that I've got friends in Austria that are meeting up and are taking the time to send me a card. So I do really appreciate it when you guys do that. The next card is an image you guys probably all know. This comes from Kathy in Ontario. Are you familiar with this image? It is pretty famous with her piercing eyes. On the back it says, this famous young lady was from Pakistan as a refugee camp. It was taken in 1985. Apparently the photographer returned recently to see if he could find her, and he did. She was on the Time magazine cover. When I read history, it reminded me of the luxuries we have living here. Oh, Canada. 100% agree. There are tons of people like the little hedgehog stickers and the eclipse stamp. We have so much to be thankful for. Yeah, we have so much to be thankful for. This was a refugee camp in 1985. How much is still going on around the world now? We talk about Ukraine, we talk about Israel and Palestine, Russia, China and Taiwan. Constantly there's tensions going on. Even within our countries there's tensions. And we have tensions about things that maybe we shouldn't even have tensions about. We should just be lucky that we have what we have. People have escaped the world to come to our countries. I talk about Canada, the US as our countries, but people are escaping to other countries as well. Poland takes refugees, and England's taking refugees. France takes refugees. There are a lot of countries that are helping out. Germany. So thank you to all the free world countries that are helping other people, and thank you and welcome to any new immigrants that are calling Canada your home. All right, the next envelope I have, okay, this one comes from Olia in Poland, and she is originally from Belarus, but her and her husband have now moved to Poland to try to have a life there as well. And look at all the beautiful stamps on here. And the writing is incredible. Nice calligraphy she has. We've gotten to know each other a little bit online now, and she does some videos too. The name escapes me, but I will put it in the description of the video. My video here, the description, I'll put her YouTube channel. You should check out the artwork that she does. This is an example. Okay, we've got this beautiful card. Nice hedgehogs all cuddled up and the cactusy prickly plant around near it. But look how she's done my name in the back. There are a few people out there, and the writing, I mean, her printing is incredible. She says, well, before I get into what she says, it reminds me of May in Brazil. May does these beautiful hellos and things like that. There are some talented people that are out post-crossing and pen paling, and so I'm very happy for this. Says, you know how long I've been waiting for this postcard? It's an interesting story, which it is. That's why I want to share it, and I hope that Olia doesn't mind me sharing it. Says, I've been watching your channel for a long time, and I knew about your Polo the Hedgehog, but you and I haven't talked before. And so a week before you wrote to me on Instagram, my mother from Belarus called me, and we were choosing postcards for me in the store via video link. I saw hedgehogs and decided that I needed them. And a week later, you wrote to me. At that time, these hedgehogs were already on their way to me. Then they made their way to Canada, and now they are with you. They covered a distance of 6,141 kilometers in a straight line, and I'm glad to meet you. And I'm glad to meet you too, Olia. Yeah, it's just funny how things work out. She'd done a post on Instagram, and I can't even remember what the post is now, but it caught my attention, and so I messaged her to make a comment about that post, and we've been able to communicate since, and she said that she was watching my channel, which I like the fact of that, and then she said, you know what, I've got a card that's coming, this card, and I want to send it to you. But in her fashion, she didn't stop there. She sent some stickers, very cool stickers. And you're going to have to check out her link because she does things differently than I've ever seen with stickers. Normally, I'll give you an example. Yeah, she's got an example right here. Look at the sticker on the bottom. It probably has legs and things on it too, but she takes them outside the borders, chops off the bits, and it works. It's not like, okay, I'm going to put this whole thing here. Maybe you put this and you cut off this portion of it, and that's the only bit you have showing. It makes you feel like the card is extended beyond, and in another place, there's more to this card. I like that. I like these, not fantasy ones, but I guess a bit of fantasy in them. I really like this hedgehog one. But yeah, so we have a variety of stickers that she's gotten. And she sent on to me. Some are food, some are images, fantasy. Then she sent a bunch of blank postcards, which are fantastic. This reminds me of Ukraine. Probably isn't, but it does remind me of that with the color scheme. And the food and tea time. A nice fantasy one. There's a lot going on in this card. I like this image of the moon. Some more stickers. We've got flower stickers. We've got panda bear stickers. We've got some blue cat stickers for those of you who like blue cats. And the blue cat series was invented in Belarus, so it's very appropriate. She sent me a few stamps. I'll have to show you those more maybe in another video. Some more postcards. This is a nice winter theme one. Bird and flowers. A blue cat one. Very cute. You are a peach. Hot dog, great work. Fry your best. We have some more stamps that came off an envelope. We've got Happy Post Crossing. She sent me 2 of those. All blank, so they're, you know, as I say, if you send me a blank postcard, they're going back out into the world to make somebody else's mailbox happy too. So no exception, these ones will go as well. Thank you so much, Olia, for putting all this stuff together. It brightened up my day. I will try to find something likewise to send back to you so we can continue this pen paling. All right, we're gonna move along, and the next one comes from our friend Stephen in Australia. Start with the mushroom on the back, and then I'm going to quickly go to the delicious smorgasbord of food. And he has enclosed some stamps in here, which I will get to in another video as well. And we will talk more about this smorgasbord of food. But he has sent, I just want to make sure I separate the stamps from postcard stuff, so you guys can enjoy that next week when we talk about it. But look at this. A 3D shark postcard, and the writing on it is elevated. You probably can't see it, but if you have a nice sense of touch, you get the scratchy feeling of the 3D, but you get the really nice elevated feeling of the letters. I saw Renee Lewis had gotten a nice card as well from Stephen that was 3D, and yeah, it goes along that. So should you ever decide to visit Port Lincoln, you would be able to visit the sharks here. There are tours of which you can be lowered into the shark-infested waters in a cage. They're fairly popular though. I'd be honest, I'd rather go on a tour where you can swim with sea lions. Neither sharks nor sea lions tend to like pineapples. So there's a thrown-in fact to go with it. He's got a pineapple. We've got some really nice washi tape, some mushroom stickers on there. He's going all out. He has given this card as well with another mushroom sticker. It says, as you know, the Northern Hemisphere heads into spring and summer. So yeah, we're going into spring and summer, but where he is, at the bottom of the world, he calls it, heading into the autumn or fall, which you may, yeah, autumn, fall, we call them both. And then winter, cooler days and hopefully some rain. That said, I thought you might like this Japanese autumn postcard with bamboo and maple tree leaves. And then he says, I might be a part of the Unicorn Gang, which is Jilly B, Renee Lewis, myself, and Lewis, which you get from time to time. We're part of the Unicorn Gang. He says, I think I'm going to be part of the Mushroom Gang, a gang of one. And then he's got mushroom stickers and mushroom washi tape. So fantastic, the Mushroom Gang. And then he sent this card of the Adelaide Zoo. All your favorite baboons and different monkeys there too. And I'm gonna not share what's on the back of this one because it has to do with the stamps that he sent inside. But I did want to share the outside of the card because it's really nice. So thank you, Stephen, for that. And we'll get back to those in the future. Then I received another stamp thing. This comes from Elena in Ontario. We got this nice envelope. We've been talking back and forth as well. And so I'm going to try to fill in some of her stamp collection with some of the things that I have. And then she found a few things that she thought that might be missing from my father's collection. So she sent that to me. So I'm going to show you that at a later date too. One thing I do want to show you, there are some stickers, but they're almost in a postcard form. For those of you who are into Pokemon, here are some Pokemon characters, and they are stickers. But on the back, I think you could actually write this up and send it like a postcard. So I'm debating whether or not these stickers I'll put on a postcard or whether I'll send the whole sheet off as is, as a postcard itself. So stay tuned and see what Elena sent next week too. And then the final thing that showed up as another surprise, let's just make sure these addresses are correctly, okay. This one comes from New Brunswick, from here in the province. And it comes from another Robert. And he sent this envelope. I had to open it upside down, so I gotta be careful everything doesn't fall out. But we got a bunch of older stamps there. He only really needed to put this stamp on. He didn't need to fill it with all the rest of it, but I'm glad he did. He sent me a letter. He has included a bunch of things in it. The letter has stated he'd like to do a trade with me for some stamps, which I am very open to do. And then he sent me a selection of stamps inside, and then a wish list of some things that he saw that I posted recently and thought maybe I'd be willing to send some stamps back to him. So I am going to do that. But I will show you the stamps that he sent. That, you know, I've got 4 different things here of stamps that came in. So we're going to make a video next week, maybe even 2 videos depending on the contents. And show you that. So it gives you something to wait for in the future. No point in spoiling everything all at once, but big surprises came through. So I'm very happy with everything that arrived this week. Thank you for continuing to watch, for continuing to shock me and surprise me by sending cards like Hannah, who just, the eclipse was coming through her area of Indiana. I'm going to send that dad guy a postcard about it because he's been talking about it. So I appreciate that. Well, oh yeah. And if you leave your address, I can write you back. If you just send me a postcard or a letter and you don't put your return address, I thank you for it, but I'd love to be able to write back, even to send you a That Dad Guy postcard for reaching out. I appreciate you guys going to the effort to do so. And while my channel is still little, and hopefully one day it will be bigger, but while I can, I continue to write back to people as they write to me as much as I can. I know the cost of postage and things keeps going up, but as best I can, I will respond. If not in a nice way here in a video, I try to do a personal message in a postcard as well if I can. That being said, you guys, I must go. I must edit this, get this out into the world, and do other things. It's a beautiful Friday out here. Hopefully it is where you are too. And have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.